So I'm starting the recording. Welcome to our call. Welcome to the Team Cup. It's like August and we are all off to a good start. I know I'm trying really hard to not lose any momentum. I feel like I come out of a team call with other people and then I feel like super motivated and I'm ready to go. And then a day or two later, I'm like, okay. Like my life is just kind of back to where it was before. So just kind of a tip, I guess, is if you're not doing your personal development consistently, do your personal development. I haven't been very consistent the last few weeks, and it's made a big impact in my mindset and in how I've been able to help people. So just make sure to to be doing your personal development. So that's actually going to be something that I'm going to ask you later. Sorry, I have to write things down or I forget. Okay, so announcements. I just wanted to announce that, hi Catherine. I just wanted to announce that, let's see, hold on. And that didn't work. Okay. So Catherine, you didn't miss much. I just barely started. But welcome to our call. So announcements. First off, Monique, if you didn't see the team page, went Emerald today. So good job. That means that for anyone who's a newer coach, Monique now has one coach on each leg in her business. So she has a diamond coach, she has one coach on her left leg and one coach on her right leg. Which is really good. It's a huge step in her business, and it makes it so that she's going to qualify for the weekly team cycle bonuses, and she'll also start to qualify for leads as she hits Success Club. So good job. High five. I can't really actually high five you, but next on my list of announcements is that Monday, August 10th, I'm going to be starting a free Beachbody On Demand / clean eating group. So it's mostly going to be focused on helping people try Beachbody On Demand, but we'll also kind of talk a little bit about meal planning and clean eating and just kind of give them a good mix of what they can do with Beachbody On Demand. So I will be posting the resources for that in our Team Cup page, and I can send them all directly to you guys in an email if you would prefer that, but I'll be posting those on today or tomorrow at the very latest. I'm going to try and do it today. That's my plan. But that starts on August 10th. So if you would like to invite people to that, it's a free group. So it's kind of like one of the easier groups to invite people to. I've gotten to a point where if I have a free group going on, I just kind of message everybody I can think of. So make a list. If you don't already have a contact list, make a contact list and just invite everybody on that contact list to the free group because it's free. And who doesn't like free? So then the next group that I'm going to be doing that'll lead into that is, after the on-demand group is finished, is the August 17th, just like a challenge group that I'm going to run. And that's going to be for anyone who's doing the 21-day fix, anyone who's doing size. That's the group that you want to add those people to. Now, we are starting on Monday, August 17th. I used to do a full week of prep, but it's kind of gotten to be a little bit repetitive and redundant, and the challengers tend to feel a little like, oh my gosh, this is a really long week. I just want to start the program. So August 17th, we're going to start the full programs. If you have any people that are a few days late in starting, that's totally fine. Better late than never. But the group itself will just get going and get started. Your baby's so cute, Hillary. We'll get going and started on the 17th, and then next Thursday is when I plan to have it scheduled for for the prep week to start. So for us to do the meal prep days and the emptying out the pantry, just kind of getting them used to what they're going to be needing to do, understanding their program, that kind of thing. So that's the plan for this coming week. And next week I'm going to be a little bit crazy. Wednesday I'm going to be flying home all day long. And then Thursday I'll be home and should be able to do a few things. And then Friday and Saturday and Sunday of next week, I'm pretty much going to be like MIA. So, so I think we'll probably do another call next Thursday at the same time if possible. I'm okay with this time. I might need to bump it a little bit later for my son to go down for a nap. But if you guys are all good with this time for next week, give me a thumbs up. That works? Okay. Then I will try my best to make it this time or close to it for next week. Okay, so we are all a little new to each other. I know Monique. She's one of my personally sponsored coaches, and I also know Hillary. She's one of Noelle's personally sponsored coaches. So, and then Catherine, I believe, is one of Micah's personally sponsored coaches. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and unmute. Hold on, how do I do one at a time? Okay, I'm going to unmute Hillary, and then I'm going to have you guys introduce yourselves after me. So I just want to know who you are, how long you've been a coach, and like why you joined as a coach. And then, and I think that'll be good. Like just who you are, how long you've been a coach, and why you joined as a coach. Anybody have questions? Okay, all right. So I'll go first. So my name is Danae Peterson. I have been a coach since November of last year, like end of November, beginning of December. And I joined as a coach after doing 2 challenge groups with the 21-Day Fix and having some really good results. I was like down to mostly pre-pregnancy weight, but I still wasn't feeling very good about myself physically. And I wasn't feeling like, I don't know, I just wasn't feeling confident around my husband. I was feeling really depressed. I was struggling a lot with depression, postpartum. And so I like loved the challenge group atmosphere. And then when I learned about coaching and decided to try it, like it just kind of hit home with me and I wanted to give it a go. So here I am. So I will have Hillary go next. If you're ready, Hillary.
I'm Hillary Rogers. I've been coaching almost 3 months, so not very long. I started with the challenge group. Well, I did Insanity like a couple of years ago, and I loved it. But I hadn't done anything since then, and Noelle posted about the group, and I was like, oh, awesome. She was like 2 months old, and I hadn't started working out yet, and I was just like, I need to do something because I feel so nice. So I did the 21-Day Fix, and I lost 7 pounds and 4 inches. And then I was like, well, maybe I should do coaching. And then she asked me about it, and I was like, awesome. So I just decided to do it after that. And it's just fun to be able to do my workout, be held accountable for it, and be able to help and inspire others to do it as well. So.
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing. All right. Is anybody more okay to go next than another? Like, I don't know if, okay. All right. Well, Catherine, do you want to go next? You're next on my list. So, okay. You are good.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yep.
So I'm Catherine. I have allergies, so I sound like I'm right now. But I'm not sick. Just as these allergies, and it affects me. But so I've been a coach for about like 6 days, I think. I just signed up with Micah not very long ago. It was like the beginning of August, so or like the end of July. Anyway, but I am a personal trainer and a Pilates trainer. I have a Pilates studio, so I already love fitness, and I've been in it for a long time. Let's see, like 9 years. I've been teaching group exercise, and I'm personal training as long, about 5 years personal training. Anyway, Micah, I've known her for a long time, Micah Folsom, and she's been working on me for about 2 years to become a Beachbody coach. And I kept telling her no. But I've already done P90X, P90X3, Insanity, T25, PiYo. So I've done a lot of it, and I already love it and know it. I never had Shakeology until just recently, and I really like it. I think there's a lot of good products out there. So anyway, that's kind of why I became a Beachbody coach. I still am doing my own personal training, and I kept saying no to Beachbody because I didn't want it to take away from my creativity. But when I finally learned about the program and did the sneak peek into coaching, I learned that I wouldn't have to give up my Pilates training or my personal training, that it really was just another resource, another tool, another way to help people, because I already love the programs, and Chalene Johnson is like my idol. I absolutely love Chalene. And if you don't listen to her podcast already, you should. She's like one of my favorite personal development people. But anyway, so I love all the products already. So I thought, well, it's easy. And I didn't want to be a salesman. So if you guys have tips on that, on how to approach people, that's so hard for me. I can do it in other ways. You know, the free groups is good. Anyway, so that's why I became a coach. What else did you want to know?
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, so I'm still really new to it, and I don't want to let you guys down. That's like one of my biggest fears, but I take things, I have to I'm kind of cautious. I have to really learn it. I'm still going through the coach trainings every day, but part of me just wants to tell the whole world about it, but I know I shouldn't do that yet. And anyway, so I have a good following and good feedback. I just started my Instagram, but I have a big email account following, and anyway, so
That's awesome.
very much.
No, don't feel bad. You are gonna do great. I think the first Team Cup that I did, I had been a coach for a month, maybe month and a half. I don't remember when it was. February, I think, was the last Team Cup. Yeah. And I was moving. I was moving from a house we were selling to a house we were buying. So that was a little crazy. But we're glad to have you, Catherine. Monique, you're up.
All right. Hi, I'm Monique Smith, and I've been a coach since the end of May, so this is only my 3rd month, so I'm new at it too, like you ladies. And I became a coach because I fell in love with P90X a few years ago when me and my husband did it, and then I fell off the wagon and had another baby and lost everything there. And so I just decided it was time to stop making excuses, and we're done having babies, and I wanted to just get myself back and get into the best shape of my life, which I've never really been in shape. So be in good shape before I turn 30. And so I started P90X3, and I never had thought about doing coaching or anything until I met Danae in one of my mom groups. And we just started talking, and I guess the real reason I mainly signed up was to help keep me accountable and help keep me from quitting again and going that way. And also my husband had been harassing me to try Shakeology for a few years now, and I just kept telling him no, no, no. And so Danae finally is like, try it and become a coach, and then you'll get the discount. And so I started for that reason, but now since becoming Emerald, which was just today, and knew I was going to become Emerald a few days ago, I feel like I've got a little bit more of a fire underneath me now. So, as Danae knows, there was some big personal family issues going on the first month of my coaching. So I kind of just did my training, and that was it, and didn't do much. So this last month was my first month I really tried to do anything with it, and it paid off, obviously. So now I'm very excited to keep going. And that's it.
Awesome. Well, I think that's great. You guys are awesome. Okay, so I can honestly say, Monique, when I first ran into you, because I ran into Monique when I did a 30-day plank and squat challenge, announced it on a wives club or a baby mama joys and drama something on Facebook, and I announced it, and Monique was one of the first people to jump on and be like, yes, I need to do this. And then she was one of the people who just stayed active for this whole crazy group. And then, somewhere in the middle of it, I started talking to my people in this free group and just asking them about what they were doing with fitness and what they liked, what they didn't like, what they liked about the group. And Monique mentioned that she was doing, was it P90X3 at the time? Yeah. So she mentioned she was doing P90X3, and I was like, well, do you have a coach? And she's like, no. And I was like, can I be your coach? So that was kind of the beginning of that. And that's helped a lot. Like, just to know that, you don't have to like know the person personally very well to begin with, to be able to coach them and to be able to have them on your team. I already have, like, just today or just this week, like, I have a girl who I had talked to from the free group that Monique was in like months ago, back in like April or May. And she just like messaged me out of the blue on Instagram and was like, hey, I want to buy the 21-day fix with Shakeology. How do I do it? Here, this is how you do that. So, the times that you invite people to try something and they do say no to you, like, just don't be discouraged that they're going to say no and they're never going to ever say yes. Because usually a no is just a no for now. I always I don't think you guys could see it if I put it on there. This is my Power of Threes notebook. And the highlighted one right there, and zooming in, the highlighted one has an NFN after it, and it just means no for now. And so like I try, I'm not perfectly organized, but I'm trying to like get into a system of just going through and finding all of my names that are highlighted and putting them in a spreadsheet and just being like, okay, this is my list of people to just check up with like in a couple months, in this many months. And I've started asking people, like, if they say no to me, then I say, okay, why? And then they tell me why. And then I say, okay, well, do you have any people you'd like me, that you feel like would be benefiting from this? Like any family members, any friends. And if they do, I ask them to refer me or refer them to me. And if they don't, or maybe I forget to ask that because I'm not very good at remembering to ask for referrals, but I just try and like ask them like, hey, is there a better month that I could follow up with you and just check in and see how you're doing? And usually they won't say no to that. They'll just be like, yeah, sure, you can follow up with me in 2 months or in a month or 3 months, whatever they say is better. Like I have a cousin who's pregnant, and she was like, I totally want to do the 21-day fix, but I'm pregnant now. And so like, I just don't really want to do it yet. I want to wait until later, which like I'm 13 weeks pregnant now. And so I'm like, you could totally do this while you're pregnant, just saying. But she's also like crazy big pregnant now, and she's due any day now. And so she's going to do it eventually. She just has to, make sure she feels good about it, nursing and everything. But she was someone who is a no for now, maybe yes later. So anyway, I just wanted to, I'm going to go over just kind of a little bit of what I do with running challenge groups. And a couple of the tools that I use for that. I still need to make some videos for these things. I feel like I have a million videos to make, like to help people like understand how I do stuff. But one of the biggest things that I've started using to run my challenge groups, my free groups, if possible, my, my monthly challenge groups, my, what are they called? Like my monthly coach trainings that I do is called Hootsuite. And it's just a free automatic posting site that you can use. Now, don't do what I do and register for it and then forget to cancel like the main subscription, because otherwise it'll charge you $120 and you'll have to like haggle with customer service and get it refunded. But anyway, I have the ability to use 2 groups. I think I can do 2 because it automatically uses your Facebook account as one of your social networks, because you can only have 3 total social networks linked to your Hootsuite account. So I'm going to actually screen share with you guys and show you mine really quick. Let's get into it. Where is it? Okay, so this is Hootsuite. Let's see. I'm going to go back to the home. Okay. Okay, we have 10 minutes, so I better hurry. Okay, I'm going to make a video about Hootsuite later, just so that I can share that with you later and talk about what I wanted to talk about. Back to call. Where do I get back to it? Stop share. Okay. Now I don't know where you guys are. Technical difficulties. Stop share. Okay. All right, we're back. Okay, so I'll talk about that later, but for running challenge groups, I mostly just start like I said, with the prep week. And then I do, I have like a list of posts that I do with pictures that are already sorted and ready to go. So it's a resource that you guys are welcome to use for any of your future groups, and you're welcome to adapt it and change it in any way for any time you want to use it. But I'm planning to do that group, and I'm going to do the same thing with the on-demand group. I have it already scripted out, and it's just like I'll copy and paste it and tweak it here and there if I need to. But it's great to just be able to duplicate things and just to reuse, kind of recycle old stuff. Because then it takes a little bit of the pressure off of you to have to like go and make something brand new. I know for me, sometimes I felt like I needed to make something brand new just because it gave me that creative outlet, kind of like Catherine said, made me feel like I was doing something for myself and that I was doing it myself and that it was something like it was my baby. But as I've gotten further into this and this business, I've kind of realized that it's a little easier if I just start, even if I don't use it later, if I just start with somebody else's resources. So that's something that I will share with you guys. I'll share that with you. I'll probably just up you to, I think I shared just the Team Cup file for my Google Drive for you guys, but I'll go ahead and share like my whole Google Drive, and it has all of my challenge groups and all of that in there. So I didn't really specifically, I'll be completely honest, I didn't actually think about like a topic for today because I was really, really frazzled all day today. My toddler's been going through the terrible 2 phase. It's just amazing. I love it. I'm so glad he's 2 and not 12, but I still am a little bit like, oh my gosh. But do you guys have any specific things that you feel like you could use some tips on? I know, Catherine, you had mentioned that you felt like you could use some tips on how to not be so like, how to not feel salesy if you're inviting somebody to do something. So I have that written down for like something that I can kind of come up with a little resource for you guys to use or to look at. But Monique and Hillary, do you guys have any things that you feel like you could use some specific tips with that I could, make something for you or do a team call on next week with? And
yeah, I had, Destiny, my coach, and she asked me about doing a Facebook business page, which I have not done myself yet. So, I just wanted to know, is there any tips you want me to give to her? I did tell her to basically, since she's just starting out on her journey, just to base it around that, on the progress of her journey, and to put, her recipes that she does for her 21-day fix, and to put pictures up there and quotes from her personal development, and just, all about her journey. But since I haven't done one myself, I didn't know if there was anything that I should tell her to definitely make sure she does do or put on there, or any tips on that to give her.
So just to kind of talk about that briefly, Janelle Summers, and she's Celine Johnson's sister. She's a coach in Beachbody. But Janelle Summers has talked a lot about this, about social media tips and things. And her biggest thing is that you master one platform before you move on to something different. And so if you have Facebook, you just focus on your Facebook personal page until you have a good following, until you really solidify yourself as a coach. Your daughter's so cute, Catherine. So that was one thing that was kind of hard for me, because it's hard as a new coach. It's hard not to feel like you have to like, oh my gosh, I'm a coach. Look at this coach has a Facebook page. This coach has a blog. This coach has an email list. Like, there's so many resources and things that you can do as a coach to help reach more people. But the point to realize is that you, as a new coach, you're not going to have those resources. You're not going to have that outreach. And not to say that you shouldn't strive for it and be building for it and be building resources for it, but that it's just going to tend to stress new coaches out more and cause them to be less effective as a coach and less effective with their own personal page, and with their followers they do have, when they start focusing too much on one other thing that, kind of leaves them, like, because it's hard to develop two things at once. So if she's going to pick two things, I think Janelle Summers talks about doing 2 social media. She says if you're like, start with one. Once you get Facebook, if you're on Facebook the most, if you're on Instagram, then start with Instagram. But once you get one, then you can graduate to the next one. And then once I think she pretty much just said, like, start with Facebook. Once you have Facebook, move on to Instagram. Once you have Instagram, move on to a Facebook like page. Once you have the Facebook like page, move on to an email list. Like, it's just kind of a step-by-step thing that you can do to make it so that you don't get too overwhelmed with that.
Good
But yeah,
point.
I have a business page. I rarely use it. I try and use it, but you have to get to a point where you're willing to put money into it, because that's the way that you promote it, and it gets sponsored ads, and Facebook will boost it all the time, that kind of thing.
Yeah, good point, because that's how kind of where I'm at, and that's when she asked me, I was like, I didn't know what to say to her, because I haven't done one yet, because I'm still new at it myself, and I'm still just trying to focus on getting myself into doing just my power of threes every day and my personal development and doing that and feeling comfortable within inviting people. I haven't even thought about a business page or anything like that.
Well, that's good. It's good to just keep your focus somewhere that you can really develop it, because if you're trying to develop too many things at once, then nothing will get developed.
Exactly.
Like, it's just all going to be kind of like, okay, so that I would talk with her maybe one-on-one about that.
Perfect.
And I'll see if we can see if we can find some social media. I think there's a social media video in the new coach training that actually talks about that.
Yes, that's what I told her too, that there is, and I told her I couldn't remember where it was, but I knew that there was somewhere in the training it talked about that. So.
Did you send her the new coach packet that's on the Google Drive?
No, I didn't send her.
Okay. I'll send you, like, there's a few of the things in the call that I did yesterday for the Joy Seekers page, just the video that I made. It's kind of long, and it talks about what I do step by step for new coaches to help them kind of feel solidified. Kind of lengthy because I talk a lot and I was screen sharing, but bear with me. Okay, so we've got like 2 minutes. Hillary, did you have anything that you want me to kind of look into that I could help everybody out with? Because I'm sure, like, if you're having the issue, somebody else is having it too. And Catherine, did you have any other ones, like, other than that? Because, like, I know you're, like, totally new to this, so, like, your brain must just be kind of like, wow.
It is. I'm getting it, though. I don't know.
Well, from what I can see, like, on social media from you, it seems like you're doing a good job. Like, just keeping yourself present on Facebook is important. I know with some of my coaches, it's been hard for them to maintain, like, posting regularly on Facebook, and that's so huge. It's kind of like if you're a politician and you're trying to get name recognition, but you're not putting your name out there. And so keeping yourself present, even if it's with personal stories, doing the 80-20 rule, 80% personal, 20% business. And personal for me, I feel like personal can be my recipes, my things like that. But the 20% business would be specifically if I'm promoting a challenge group or asking about people who'd be interested in coaching. So that's one of the ways that I have really been able to try to not be salesy, is that I don't ever post. I try not. I used to, as a new coach, so don't do this, but I used to post links and things like that. So that's a don't do. Don't do that. But I think that we're going to end. Hillary, will you message us in the group thing if you have any specific things you'd like us to focus on? Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys for being on today. It was good to meet everybody. And next week, I will try and be better prepared in all of my craziness. So I'll go ahead and stop recording, and Michelle's going to watch this and be like, why did you record this? But that's okay. But it's been fun to, like, kind of get to know you guys a little bit better. And good luck this week. Let's try and push. If you're not at Success Club 5 yet and you're aiming